morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing on this lovely Friday morning? As a reminder, tomorrow night is going to be Digital After Dark. The main topic is going to be romance scammers. I know some of you may have been in a live on Wednesday night that also touched on romance scammers. It's going to be similar, but our real goal, I shouldn't say real goal, our other major goal for Saturday night is to have a good number of people in here so that we can collectively report the payment apps that some of these scammers use to take advantage of others. Good morning, Trolla. So, please, you don't even have to be there the whole time. You can be there for 30 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, however long you can give. I realize that Saturday night, a lot of people get together with family, whatever the case may be. You know how I feel. Real life always takes precedence over TikTok. But it would be awesome if you guys can come in for as long as you can and help us with this collective effort. It would be great. Open. The only time that is sub only is Sunday night. And normally it's between 30 minutes to an hour on Sunday night. But this past Sunday night, it was open to everybody. So it happens. Okay, Crystal, I want you to enjoy your football game. Good morning to everybody coming in. So, normally I don't go live on a Friday prior to a Digital After Dark, but this week has been crazy. And not just with the scammers. However, as y'all know, we stick with regular scheduled programming around here. I hope it stays away from you. Don't worry. We do regular scheduled program over here. So, today, we're going to talk about Carla. Guess who's back on the grid? Tim and Angela. Team Medina. Because how you going to come here and lie? I mean, come here and say something and then go to your account and lie. And I'm not going to clock it. Come on now. We have Violet, who used to go under the tag Violet Hype Queen. Then, of course, we have Faith for Security. Faye is here because I am prepared to declare her a racist. I'll explain why. We had, Hype Queen Violet. Oh, I thought it was Violet Hype Queen. Okay, well, whatever. Same person. Jalen and her miraculous recovery. J. Paul and her nonsense. And then we got Country Honey, a.k.a. Savage Angel. Baby girl, I don't care what account you come live on. The lie is still the same. It doesn't matter. And we're going to clock it. Yes, a little bit, she's a racist. And I'm prepared to say it. Who do I want to start with? Let's start with Faith for Security. Good morning, Granny Annie. Thank you so much. No, I'm going to save Tim and Angela for a little bit later because I want as many people to hear it as possible. It takes about an hour for most people to come in because it's so early. I love you, Granny Annie. Thank you. Hello. By the way, if you're a member of the team, please hit the Daily Heart Me. If you're not, stick around. And if you like what you see, please join the team. If you feel like it, if you can, if it's something you want to do. At the end of the day, I don't really care. I want you in here to learn about the people, to follow patterns so you can see it in others. I appreciate everybody sending me other people. I'm watching. Don't worry. And I also want y'all to remember that sometimes I get sent the same person 35 times. So I don't care though. Keep sending it. Because I don't know which message I'm going to click into it to find the person. So I appreciate you all. Please keep sending me messages, sending me accounts that they're going live on. I appreciate all of it. Good morning, Sherry. Please follow my mods. I appreciate them so much. They make this all possible. Believe me, they do. Thank you. I appreciate that you're here and that you want to hear my voice. Mercedes, Chef Carl, he used to be the worst beggar. He wants something for his birthday. Go kick rocks, sir. Go kick rocks. All right. So Faith for Security. She's new to the grid, but she's not new to the beg, okay? Let's be very clear about that. She also, good morning, Mama Bear. It's so good to see you, my love. What gets me about her, it's not even just that there's the expectation or that she feels entitled. She feels like it's okay for me to make bad decisions because I'm young and y'all need to pay for it. So he could go where? To go do something. Let me just tell you something. She's begging, and and I'm sorry that I can't remember who did the video, but somebody did a video to show just how bad she is. And then at the end, she actually took pictures. I think she had a Coach purse on, hair braided down to her butt, like, look at me, while you beg for people to pay for your hotel room. So the other night, this was Wednesday after the live. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even at night. It was after the live and probably after my nap, but I'm not exactly sure. And she's asking for $115 for her room. Let's not forget that she's bragging about the fact that the guy she's dealing with works. He lives in the same hotel, but there's some system that's paying for his hotel room. So he spends money on her. Ma'am, why can't he pay for your hotel room then? He's taking you out to eat, and that's where this picture is from. He's taking you out to eat. He's doing the extracurriculars, but you want TikTok to pay for the basics? Girl, you get luxury when you can afford luxury. I don't understand the mentality of these young women that I need to have a designer bag because I need to compete with other girls on here that have those things, but I don't have a home for my children. It's like living in a hotel is as far as they feel like they need to reach until the system hands them a place. Let's be clear about that. Grand Rising. It's not a matter of I'm going to work hard to get myself out of this situation. It's when the city or the state decides that they're going to hand me something else, I'm just going to live like this. And I'm going to expect complete strangers to pay for it between now and then. Now, I am not suggesting that there are people who end up in this situation due to no fault of their own. We know there's been a lot of layoffs, a lot of firings, you name it. And if you were working all your life or for the last 10 years, 5 years, and you get fired at no fault of your own, the business just needed to let people go, and you struggled and you ended up there. Anything could happen that you could end up there. I am not knocking you for ending up there. I'm not even saying you did anything and it's your fault. My problem is the third part of a valley. What are you doing to get out of it? And she feels like laying in the bed, letting the phone view the ceiling while she talks crap and then still expects money is diabolical. Her face isn't even in the camera. She doesn't act grateful at all. She's constant. And that's the other thing. You guys need to be focused on what you're focused on. Why do you focus on the trolls? Because it makes people feel sympathy for you, I understand. But, and the other thing is that you don't even have to say what it is because it's the same thing every day. Correct. If you want something in this life, very rarely will it be handed to you on a silver platter. Now, some people win the lottery and boom, they go from literally broke to very wealthy. But I want y'all to remember, look up some statistics on how many of them end up broke within a short period of time. Because they didn't learn how to handle the wealth. They just started spending and giving it away. And they might have a house at the end, maybe a car or two, and then they lose it all. Lady J2, there are so many. But if there's a resource you qualify for, I want you to go get it. There is no shame in, especially when you've worked all your life and something happens and you need assistance, go for it. I always say, if you qualify, go get it. It's why we pay taxes. And it's funny because I was having a conversation with my niece last night. And, you know, a lot of people say that people who are here undocumented don't pay taxes. Well, that's a lie. They absolutely do. But I want you to think about it. Every time they go in a store, they're paying taxes. Every time they pay their rent, they are propping up a landlord so that they can continue to live their life or make new properties or whatever the case may be. Every time they're paying their car payment, it's boosting the economy. So they're not here doing absolutely nothing. They're boosting our economy, Faye. So, what she needed was $115 for the room. But not for Wednesday, for Tuesday. And I know she eventually got it. But it's getting harder. Now it's, let's just do the dollar train. Let's just do the dollar train. We're there now? Where you need 115 people to send you $1? And sometimes, I swear to you, it's like they send somebody $1 so that they can get it started. Or a mod does it or something. Because you go from not getting 2 cents to suddenly 25 people have sent $1 or $2. Just to get it started. By the way, I left this part out of my introduction. Welcome in to the people coming in. If you are a member of the team, hit the Daily Heart Me. If not, stick around. And if you like what you see, follow me and hit the Daily Heart Me. The other thing is every time I change a photo, please like the live until you feel the heart stale. I have one other request. If you come in and you've come in through the FYP, let me know. Put FYP or FYF in the comments. Hashtag FYF. Because I'd like to know. I see it at the end. Good morning, Schindler. Thank you so much. I noticed it after the fact. I'd love to see it. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, excellent, lovely. I would love to know. Shay, stick around. Hey, TT. Good morning. Good morning. JA, I have in the past, and I am certainly keeping notes to do it in the future. Absolutely. And some of them did not like it when they got put on blast at all. Didn't like it. Grand Rising Pink Panther did not like it. Okay, TT. We'll be doing it again. Don't worry. I usually reserve that for digital after dark. Francie, why don't you go back to sub-only loves? We don't want to hear your voice. You know what, Francie, is hilarious about that statement? First, whatever. Second, I only do sub-only lives on Sunday nights. And third, if you don't want to hear my voice, block me. I didn't reach out to you and ask you to come in here. I don't even know who you are. You are completely irrelevant. But thank you for the comment and boosting my algorithm. I appreciate it. People are... I sound like a... Right, 280 people beg to differ. Like, I feel like a scammer. Y'all are weird. Y'all are weird. You don't want to hear my voice? Go away. There are probably 50,000 people live on TikTok. I love you guys too. Trust and believe, it doesn't bother me. That's hilarious. We don't want to hear your voice. There are some other people that do this, that do sub only. Go over there. No, is that Medina? Hilarious. Could be. It could be Faith. Who knows? I don't really care. But it sounds more like somebody who's within the community who's upset that I do a sub only on a Sunday night. My question to you is this. If people sub to you, what would you offer them for subbing? Or would you say, thank you for giving me your money and go the other way? Be for real. Exactly, Bella. We don't want to hear your voice. Well, stick around. You might find that you like it later. Stick around. Anyway, so Faith was like, I'm not even worried about today's $115, but I need to pay them for yesterday. Girl, pawn the Coach bag. Pawn the Coach bag if you need the money. So apparently, now that she's pregnant, she has a job. However, because people hadn't given her the money to get there and get back, she didn't go for 2 days in a row. Why can't the man that you're with give you the money to go back and forth to work? Or could it be that you don't really want to work? You want to do it to make it seem like you're trying, and yet I'm just going to blow off work. Right. Ubers everywhere else. Asks for the money for any and everything else. And people are like, keep your pregnancy private. Then, you know what? Please do that. But part of keeping it private is not expecting people to prepare for you a virtual baby shower. They kill me. They want the parts of it that bring in something for them, whether it's money, gifts, etc. But I need to maintain my privacy. What? Be for real. Then she talked about how she can't wait until Saturday because she's expecting this big refund from the hotel. Apparently, according to her, they were charging her some tax that they shouldn't have been. And don't quote me because I could be wrong, but she suggested that it was between like $300 and $500, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see if she pays for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, or if she still asks on those days for money. Because whenever they get income, they feel like it's for them to spend, and housing and food, etc. should come from the people who watch them. This is my thing. Provide some content. Be a storyteller. Be an encouragement to other people. Let it come in because you are offering the community something to support. But this going live just to get money out of people is ridiculous. It's too far. It's too disrespectful even. She makes people pay for it. And this is what's funny. You're so young. How many experiences have you really had in life? But somebody got to pay for a story time. When half the people in there done had 30 more stories than you could ever think of. Be for real. Oh, thank you, Lewis. It is old. Well, you know, when people ask for a spot on the grid, I am happy to oblige. Let's see. Who do we want to do next? Let's talk about Fei Fei. So I saw a recording of a live that I screen recorded because I plan on making a video about it. But Fei Fei was in someone else's live. And I'm going to be honest, I don't even remember what the subject was. I think they had it posted behind them. But when I heard the vileness of her words, all of the rest of it went away. I believe they were looking for Trump supporters, if I'm not mistaken. Or it had to be. Which I don't have a problem with. 50% of the country voted one way, and I'm not talking specifics. I'm just saying half the country voted one way, half the country voted the other. Somebody had to win, and it was him. And if you support him, great. None of my business. It doesn't bother me. If you supported somebody else and they lost, again, who you support doesn't bother me, right? I'm not here for a political divide. But when I see somebody being outrageous because of who they voted for, and not even because, that was part of the reason why they voted for them, I have a problem. So she's in a live, and it looks like they give everybody so much time to speak. And her words were like, if you don't like this country so much, go back to where you came from. The problem is that you've come here and you haven't even propped up your own country, and you come here and mess up ours. And so when her time was up, there were two people of Hispanic descent. One was Mexican and said, I think I need to answer because I think she's talking to me. And Faye was like, I'm talking to you and Daniel. Why don't you go back to where you came from? And so they tried to answer, and she got more vile as time went on. Faye, I hear you say all the time how you don't like the building you're in because it's full of Arabs, I believe is the words that she uses. Faye, if you don't like where you live, leave and go someplace else. She had also been complaining that they were taking all the jobs. And it was funny because people in the comments were like, if your resume is weak, you can't blame anybody else. Faye, ICE is taking people. I just want you to understand this. When ICE goes into a factory or a farm or a kitchen to remove people, they're working. They don't go to the park and just pick up people. They're going to their jobs. They're working people, right? And they're shipping them out. I know some farms here in Florida that could use some picking. I know some construction sites that could use some people. Why don't you get off your ass and go do the jobs that they're leaving? Go wash dishes in the kitchen. Only one other person, Roja. Because I don't see her doing any of the jobs that are being lost. But yet you're complaining about it. The jobs are available now. They're gone. So go do it. Take your little hand brace off and go pick some cotton. Go pick some strawberries. Go pick some bananas. Since you're worried about them taking your job. However you feel about immigration and how people got here, again, it's not of my concern. But if you're going to be rude and nasty and disrespectful, I'm going to come right back at you the same way. They eventually dropped her out the box. Or she left. I'm actually not sure. But it was vile. For somebody who will then turn around and ask for a couple of dollars from people who have a job. And I promise you, if one of them offered her $20, she wouldn't say no because you're not here legally. I promise you that. I know she went after Doc Compton. I really do feel like she is trying to be more seen. And so she goes places to create controversy to try to get followers. Doc Compton is one of the least problematic people on TikTok. He is actually doing the Lord's work. Preventing people like her from getting scammed. Faye, please stay in your own chat. Please stay in your own chat. Right, he doesn't. Of course she can't. Good morning, princess. I love Doc Compton. And people like him. If y'all like it, go on YouTube. There's this group, they get together once a year. They go to a secret location and they bring the best from around the country. And they all get together, and not only do they play with them, but they have the skills to find out where they are and if there are cameras there. And they'll be like, I see you in your red shirt. And they be looking around like, how do they know I have on a red shirt? And they tell them their real name and all of that. You talking about panic? I love it. I love it. Good morning, good morning. Right, New Jersey is a... But she thinks she's the smartest person in the room. But you didn't know. And she's like, well, I'm not good at geography. But guess what? If there's something she's actually good at and you're not, she says that you're dumb. But we're supposed to just accept that she doesn't... You don't know geography of your own country? I could see you not being able to find what country? Austria on a map. Finland on a map. Maui on a map. I don't expect you to do that. Because our education system does not prioritize geography. If that's something you like, you've either traveled or you studied it on your own. But your own country? Oh, it's New Jersey, a city. Right. She said it was a city of New York. She's like, New York, New Jersey, same thing. Ma'am. Oh, yeah, she hates Penny Ferry. She thought Hawaii was a... She's the kind of person who would tell someone from Puerto Rico to go back to their country. She lives in California. Hello, Misty. Welcome in, honey. Faye, please just go back to being who you are and stop jumping in boxes and making yourself look even more stupid. You told them if they don't like it to go back to where they come from. If you don't like where you live, pack up and move and go someplace else. Pack up and go somewhere else. It's easy for everybody else to do it. You do it. I know, Crystal. We are all blocked. She'll block a mod if they don't agree with her. It's crazy. Okay. Who's next? Oh, shoot. I meant to add this. So, she's live under the account Country Honey. I don't know why she's live over there. Yes, I've changed the photo. Please tap until you feel the heart's tail and take a break. If you're new, what I mean by that is tap, tap, tap. You'll see the heart come up. Continue to tap and you'll see the tail. Fill it and then take a break. It's 85 clicks. If you're double tapping, it only takes a minute. I do it for two reasons. A, so that as I talk about these people, their fans, sycophants themselves, can't get the live taken down. And number two, more importantly, it helps push me on the algorithm so that I end up on the FYF, FYP, whatever you want to call it. And new people get to come because the goal is to talk to as many different people as possible. Oh, thank you, Jody. I appreciate it. I need to get one myself. But that would be funny. I'm tapping for my own live. Good morning. Good morning. 4 people and cats. So, wait, I was about to call her Violet. So, Miss Savage Angel was at work yesterday. She has a client that she takes care of. And yet she was sitting on one phone live and on the other phone doing whatever it is that she does. She wasn't taking care of the client though. Oh, you downloaded it on your phone? Jody, you gotta send that to me, honey. I know, Alicia. Now, for people who aren't familiar, a few weeks ago she was evicted, and she literally waited until the day that they showed up with the marshals and kicked her out. And she comes to the thing and she's like, I need a hotel for tonight. Now, hear me clearly. She says, I need a hotel for just tonight. Then we're going to go stay with my cousin for 2 weeks. My client is getting out of the hospital. I'm going to take care of them for 2 weeks. And then we're going to move to North Carolina. There's a house there ready for me. Okay, cool. It sounds like somebody who's done the work. They know what they're doing. They have a plan and they just need help one night. I'm not going to knock you for that. Like I said, circumstances happen to everybody. I don't knock you for that. You didn't make it to the grid for that. But then, as time went on, the story changed. It went from a definite plan to that's what she was hoping for. Suddenly, the cousin couldn't house her and her kids, so she needed Chat to continue to put her in a hotel room. She had a nerve to be upset that she couldn't provide them food of higher quality than like a microwave dish. She wanted to feed them real food, but guess what she considers real food? Food at a restaurant. Most of the time when I think somebody says I want to feed my kids real food, it's like food, organic food that you brought from the market and you fed your kids. Mind you, her babies don't even eat real food like that. It's really just her and her 14-year-old. So the younger ones could absolutely eat quality food through a microwave. The 1-year-old isn't eating steak or shrimp from Red Lobster or pancakes out of, what did she say it was? She said it's the country version of Cracker Barrel. That was how she described the restaurant. What do you mean you need to feed your kids higher quality food, but it has to be at a restaurant? So yesterday, I happened to catch her, and she wanted $552 by that evening. Girl, what? No, it wasn't Waffle House. She called it something else. I think she called it Country Kitchen, if I'm not mistaken. You really think that you're going to get on here in the morning and by 5 hours later you're going to have $552? And she said it was an Airbnb camper. Yeah, T, exactly. She wanted an Airbnb camper for 5 days. She's already reserved it. But didn't have a dime for it. Mind you, she says that she's inside taking care of the client, and her 3 children were in her car in the driveway. Ma'am, what? And then she actually had a nerve to try to make people feel bad for her. She's like, my kids are probably screaming and crying. Now, for people who may not have known that she has an older child who is technically old enough to watch them, I can only imagine what people really thought if they didn't know the circumstances. What do you have 2 children in your car crying and you're inside asking for $500, but very casual, like, I need 500. Come on, guys, I need $552. My kids are probably in the car screaming and crying, but I have to work, and so they just have to be in the car in the driveway. Correct, Natalie Syracuse, which is why they were in the car. But I don't know that I believe it. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I believe it. Now, it's possible, but I don't know how many 14-year-old boys want to sit in a car for 8 hours with two toddlers. I can't imagine doing that. Oh. And so the plan, which is regurgitating the plan from before that was really just a wish, is that she's going to work. She already has a second job that she starts on Tuesday that's going to pay her $20 an hour. She would work for them in 8-hour shifts from, was it Wednesday to Sunday? Yes, Wednesday to Sunday. She has orientation on Tuesday. School is back in session. Where are the babies going? Crystal, you took the word. Where are the babies going? Because the 14-year-old needs to be in school. Good morning, Fallon. Where are the kids going? The babies. And now you're going to have a second job on top of the job you have now, which makes me feel like not only are you going to work 7 days a week, which I'm not mad at the hustle. Many families have had to have 2 and 3 jobs to make ends meet. But where are your babies going to be? Misty, that would be sad. Imagine a 14-year-old who now has the role of a parent of 2 toddlers. We're not talking like school-age kids. They all go to school and they come home and they might be in the car for an hour or two doing homework while she finishes her day. No. They're toddlers. And the baby is a baby. And what struck me was she was in a uniform, or we'd see her breasts. She loves to use those to get men to give her money. And then after you did the $552, she was going to need $3,000. Because where she plans on moving is $1,100, and I guess she needs a deposit and blah, blah, blah. So she's letting you know. And so someone said to her, if you apply, I guess maybe as a nursing assistant or something in a prison, there would be a $3,000 sign-on bonus. And her response to that was, no, I wouldn't pass because I partake in edibles, so no. Now, this is my thing. If I could work one job, get a $3,000 sign-on bonus so that I would be able to immediately get a roof over my children's head, what's more important, a roof or your edibles? A roof for your 3 children or your edibles? Like, pick a lane, Miss Ma'am. And it made... That's funny. And you said it with pride. Like, I do edibles, so, you know. Mm-mm. If I only had to drink water for 6 months in order to provide a roof over my child's head, it would be water. It would be water. Kool-Aid where? Soda where? Crystal Light where? Coffee where? Your edibles are more important than being able to... And who said you had to stay at the prison a long time? Stay there a year. Benners, I agree with you. The details aren't what's important. It's the fact that she wouldn't even consider it because her edibles are more important. Yes, I sure do, Natalie. I sure do. So, of course, she had what she would label a troll in there who created an account with her picture on it. And they came in and said, can you spare a couple of dollars for something to eat? She was unhappy about that, to say the least. She wanted us to know that she was getting paid next on October the 3rd. And that check is going to pay the deposit and turning on the electricity. So between now and then, she needs you to take care of her. Correct. I say that all the time. There's an app for that. There's an app for that. You want to make money that way? She got disconnected yesterday. There's an app for it. I said it to Trinity. I said it to, what was it, Sammy Licious. There's an app for that. Go make your money. Okay, who's next? Let's do Medina now. She might be awake and watching. So, dang, I spelled that wrong. What is wrong with me? I be in too much of a rush to get it done. Trinity needs a whole website. So, for you guys, Team Medina can't go live on Team Medina 36. So, she's now going live. Write this down. Team Medina 363. Yes, she made another account. And I wasn't blocked on it. So, at first I was watching from the outside. Like, I don't need to be in there. But then she lied. And when you lie, I'm not going to just wait to come here and be like, oh my God, she lied. I went right in. Yes, I've changed the photo. Everybody tap, tap, tap till you feel the heart's tail. So people ask her about the job and she's like, oh, I have an interview tomorrow. And I was like, wait, what? You were supposed to start the next day, which was yesterday at 4 p.m. or Wednesday at 4 p.m. What do you mean there's no job? So, I went right in and I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, Digital, don't start. I said, I'm just asking a question. What do you mean no job? So the excuse was that the woman from Subway was in the hospital. She never heard from her. So if you never heard from her, where did you get, I'm starting tomorrow at 4 p.m.? Truth, I know. And she then, of course, brought up her former wife and that today was going to be the anniversary. And so I decided not to push because, as y'all know, I was a widow at 25 and I know how sensitive an anniversary can be. I'm not heartless. But my question for tomorrow is, I thought you said you was going to be working at an arcade. Where did the arcade go? We know all of her lives are recorded, so I can go find the recording where she said it was going to be an arcade, because I wrote it down. And when I write down my notes, I write down the day that it happens. I can go back to the day that she said there was an arcade. I keep pretty thorough notes. Because I was like, well, what happened? When she said arcade, I said, well, what happened to Subway? Because she made a big deal of saying that the woman from Subway not only brought her an application, but brought them sandwiches to eat. And how cool she was, and how she was so excited, and how she already had the pants and the shoes for the job. Mind you, she's been showing those pants and shoes for the job multiple times for multiple jobs. So I told her I was sorry about her loss. She was saying she was upset that people were bringing her up, etc., etc. But I told you last time, when she announced that she was going to be getting disability, I said that's the job money. She has no intent on getting a job. She is going to rely on the disability money, and that's it. But then I thought about it, and I was like, well, is it disability money, or is it the money that people are saying she gets from her ex-wife's estate? Like, I just don't know. And when you lie about things you don't need to lie about, I don't believe anything else. So, who was here on Wednesday when she came in the comments, and when I brought up her GoFundMe, she said it wasn't her? Okay. Well, yesterday, someone brought up her GoFundMe, and her response was, I deleted it because people were making fun of me. Excuse me? Good morning, Joey. What? You came in here and told us that it wasn't your GoFundMe. You could have said, yep, I made it back in August when we were struggling. No, you came in here and said it wasn't yours. And I questioned you and said, if it's not yours, how would somebody have this much detailed information about your health if it wasn't you? And then 24 hours later, you're going to say you took it down because people were teasing you? Making fun of you? Me questioning it is making fun of you? Why'd you take it down? But I'm sorry, once you lie in my chat about something that you didn't need to lie about, oh, she's never been married? Okay, well, you never know. People say wife about a lot of things, and husband and all of that. I never know. But you needing to come in here and lie again about something you didn't need to lie about, but you want me to believe everything else. You want me to believe everything else? I'm sorry, I don't now. I didn't before, but you have now confirmed my bias. I helped her once, and they are panhandlers all over Texas. 100% believe it, Lori. And I'm sorry that she was able to take advantage of you. She goes to sleep lying. Facts. Oh, I know she's not married to Claudia. I know she's not married to Claudia. Because why would she be married to Claudia? She keeps cheating on her. Words out of her own mouth, by the way. Good morning. I'm not making that up. No filter. I know that's right, 1975. Best decade to be born in. let me tell you, we were still able to go outside and play till the street lights came on. Then she was excited that she was able to... Hold on. Gotta do the puzzle piece. I haven't had to do the puzzle piece in a minute. Okay. Okay, Karina, thank you. So, she said that her sister... Oh, I'm sorry. I was about to miss that part about the blood. She was so excited that she gave blood that day, and she said something about somebody giving them food. But then when she described where she got the food, it didn't make sense. So I guess her sister came and got them, and they decided to go give blood. And of course, a scammer is always going to use the little bit that they do and make it sound like they saved the world. She's like, oh, they were doing a blood drive, and so I decided to, you guys give to me, and I'm going to give back. Girl, what? So when she claims when she got there that she told them that she couldn't give blood because she was a diabetic. And they told her they have no record anywhere of her being a diabetic. So have we been lying that we're a diabetic all this time? Again, another unnecessary lie. Unnecessary. And she was like, Claudia told me not to do it on an empty stomach, and I told her I would be okay, and then I felt bad, and so we went, and I was leaning on the counter, and they were like, come on, let's go sit down, and we ordered. I thought 2 minutes ago they gave you food. Now you're ordering food? Again. Happy Born Day. I hope you enjoy this day and are thankful. Didn't she say yesterday that Claudia was at work? Wednesday? She said Claudia wasn't there because she was at work. Right, Pink Panther. Where was Claudia? Claudia has a job now? Oh, I saw that, Hippie Harley. Not Hippie Harley. I'm sorry. Harley Ryder. Woo! Child, if she was in here, I would have questions. Forget about agreeing with her. Claudia has a job? As of when? Right, Cindy. She don't want to get her in the middle of it. But her ass is always in the middle of everything else. Sitting in the background. Oh, as she was. She just didn't want to come in the box. So her sister's going to go buy balloons so that they can release them. And then she says to Claudia something like, do you mind? And Claudia was like, no. And she was like, that's why I love my baby. Because she doesn't mind if I talk about her when I need to talk about her. And we're going to release balloons. Why would Claudia be worried about somebody who's no longer here? Claudia's not worried about the woman who's no longer here. Claudia is worrying about the women that you cheat on her with. Thank you very much, Georgie. Let's be for real. Let's be come on. You are old enough to know how this works. But I think you like to be around somebody as young as Claudia because you can manipulate her. Because a woman your own age would tell you to kick rocks. Thank you, Just Kim. Everybody is free to share the live as often and to whoever they would like. Scammers included. Anonymous, I agree with you. And I almost said it, and then I was like, nope. Because she's going to say that I said it because I'm a hater. They have asked over and over and over again to stop doing balloon releases because it affects wildlife. They eat it, they think it's food, and it destroys their insides. But some people just don't care. Some people, good morning, footballhead. Some people aren't curious enough to understand their impact. So I didn't say it. But I agree with you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that that's happening to your animals. She then claimed that she wasn't going to be asking for any more money, that she apologized for doing it, and that now it's just going to be straight up, just that and the third. The only reason why she's able to say that with even a slight straight face is because she knows she has a check coming. And she told all of us that it was $345. Now, her sister was paying for the balloons. Really, TNT Mom? I'm so sorry. Thank you for being an animal rehabber. I would love to do it. I just don't think I can, but I would love to. Her account isn't banned. She can't go live for a period of time. So she created a new account, T Medina 363. It wasn't very inventive. She just added a 3 on the end of her normal account so that people would be able to find it. Oh, I love when people do that. Oh, she gets it back today. So there'll be a live probably from the balloon release. We wonder where our natural habitat has gone. We've destroyed it. I was watching, I think it's on Netflix. It's called The Reluctant Traveler, and it's with the Canadian actor. Goodness, what is his name? It's literally on the tip of my tongue. He was the famous actor from American Pie, the father. That was the weirdo. Anyway, Levy, I think is his last name. And he went to Costa Rica, and he's a reluctant traveler because he doesn't like things that are outside of his norm. But he was in Costa Rica, and he was staying in a hotel that was at the bottom of a volcano. And the gentleman who owned the hotel was saying that this entire area had been decimated by cattle ranchers, and that when he got there, the land just had mud on it. And now it literally looked like the rainforest. They made a concerted effort to go back to coexisting with the land rather than trampling it for profit. No, she had a family member kick her out. And Eugene Levy, yes, thank you, Karina. Oh, look at that connection. Hey, MLA. Again, hold on, y'all. While she's here, let me promote it one more again. Where is it? Please, tomorrow night, we're going to do romance scammers, but the highlight will be that throughout the live, we are going to post payment apps that we can collectively report. And hopefully there's 200-300 people in here that we can all do it at the same time. So please put it on your calendars. You don't have to even be here for the whole live. I respect that people have real life, families. They just want to take a break. I get it. Do me a favor. Please give me 15-20 minutes of your time. If you can't stay for the whole thing, no problem. Even if the subject isn't your cup of tea, I need you here for a much more important reason. No, it is not subscribers only. The only subscriber only lives that I do are Sunday nights. Other than that, everything is open. I say this all the time, I'm going to say it again. You do not have to subscribe to get information from me. There is nothing that happens there that I'm not going to talk to you guys about. But since people wanted to subscribe, I felt like they deserved something. That's it. It's that simple. So we have a chat on TikTok, and we talk for about 30, 40 minutes. And we do what I call the do good crew. We do some things to make a positive impact. Right, Tanya. That's it. That's all. And for anybody who was here Sunday, y'all got to see it for yourself. So if you would like to subscribe, I'm not going to tell you not to. But if you can't, you don't want to, don't worry. Don't worry. You won't miss anything. You want to come up, MLA?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, host. Good morning, everybody in the chat. I gotta be clocking in like 5 minutes. Can you get the recap is what you were saying Saturday. Everybody gonna come on at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we're gonna be doing all. We're gonna choose which one, or we're gonna do everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so all right. Hit me in the inbox. I'm at work. We need to mainly get the ones that been out there a long time to hit those. That's what we're trying to do as well, right?
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
Okay. All right.
100%. The what do they call them? Like the goodies and oldies? Absolutely.
All right.
100%.
So we're gonna start with the oldies first, and then hit with the new ones.
However, I,
Okay.
I I don't even care if it's
Okay.
if it's a CA. Put it. We're gonna put it in the chat and make it happen.
All right. No problem. Let's take them down, y'all. I'm sick of them. TikTok need to be where they need to get a job. All right.
Thank
I
you.
will
Have a
do.
wonderful day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye. Oh, wait, wait, wait. Good morning. Did you mean to come up, Jules? Oh,
No,
no.
sorry.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I should have asked. Oh, yeah, we're doing it. So please come Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's where we're going to get started. Okay. Back to where we were. I'll talk about it again. Oh. I was like, who are we talking about? Will I be putting the live on YouTube? Probably. I don't see why I wouldn't. I don't know, Erica. I'm not sure. You might be able to go to cashapp.com. I don't know. Roha, I agree with you. I agree with you. On Saturday night, if you are a clearly defined scammer, beggar, or liar on this app, and you have a CA payment app, we're going to report it as a scam collectively, all at once. We're going to do one at a time. Astar, I'm going to do a little lesson when we get started. But you basically, when you hit like you're going to send something to somebody, you put their name in the bar, and then it gives you an opportunity to look at the account. You look at the account, scroll down to the bottom, and it'll offer you reporting. You hit reporting, and it gives you three options. One is scam. All you got to do is click scam, and next, it's been reported. Sprinkled, that might be true. Some of them are requiring that you contact them to get it. Missy Muffy, there are ways to do it. Some of them are a little bit more complicated, and we might get to those as well at some point. But if 200 people collectively say something's not right here, maybe they'll take a look at it. That's true, little man. I did a raising the consciousness about it. Right. They'll be flagged, and the system will take a longer look at it, and they might even lose it. And I also want to do money mules. And a money mule is somebody who allows their payment app to get used by a scammer. Rose lost her Cash App letting Carrie use it. Tell them the truth about Maggie. Talk to them and tell them the truth. It came to me. MLA is the brainchild behind it. I appreciate her for the idea. Medina lets other people use it. Well, it's a money mule. And if any of them get charged with money laundering and you're the money mule, you get in trouble too. You get in trouble too. Do you know how many Cash Apps Lisa has gotten taken away because she's using other people's Cash Apps? Excellent, Tori. Well, you come in because I have some, MLA has some, but there might be some we've missed. So if you have a bunch, please come Saturday night. Or send me the list, one way or the other. And if anybody needs to reach me and doing it through TikTok isn't convenient, you can email me at digitaldeceivershadow@gmail.com, where you can send it to me on Instagram, Digital Deceiver Shadow. I'm the same everywhere. You want to see a live that you missed? YouTube, Digital Deceiver Shadow. There ain't no special other names anywhere else. It's Digital Deceiver Shadow anywhere you go. Thank you, Granny Annie. That was short and sweet. Oh, perfect, Tori. Perfect. Roja, that's coming to an end, baby. The government is in there now. The government is in there now. And when you get to a certain amount, I believe it's 600. And especially when it's all coming in from 50,000 different accounts. Oh, what's her name? Nomad Steph. I talked about her one time, and she wants her people to get my account taken. How's that working out for you, Steph and Clover and Ozzy? I'm still here. Anyway, she said that she wasn't going to be begging anymore. but very quickly backtracked to sometimes I just need a little help. Oh, Moni Moni, another one that keeps having kids and wants everybody to pay for every little thing for her kids. She can be on there too. The one thing I will say is you have to tell us who the person is. Don't just throw a cash app up there because we don't want to close down your baby daddy's account because you mad at him today. You got to be able to tell us who it is, what the account is. And I don't want to hit somebody who just had a hard day, had a hard week, had a hard month. She is rude, and people allow her to be rude. I don't understand why people celebrate the person who's begging for money to be rude and nasty. They think it's hilarious. They do it with Maggie all the time. And I'm like, why is this funny? But it has to do with I do not cover Tristan because I can't. I can't watch him for any length of time. Unfortunately, there are some people that are just beyond my capability, and he is one of them. Which Amanda, there are so many. I have watched Makeup Queen early in the morning, and I haven't seen the bag. But I watched Jalen for a long time and didn't see the bag. And then when I did, guess what? She ended up on the grid. She don't like it either, but guess what? Guess who's on the grid today? Missy Miss Jalen, please everybody tap the live until you feel the heart's tale. I used to cover CC. She has a place now, and so I know the Beggars is coming because of all the things she's gonna want in the place. Yes, I saw that. Everybody tap tap tap. Amanda Georgia Country Girl, is that the one? Yes, the crying queen. I should add that. Y'all know that as soon as I see her come on and I see this face, I already know. She hasn't even opened her mouth yet, and I already know. So, if you guys recall, she hasn't been getting out of bed because she's depressed. After the live on Wednesday, she went live and said, she's so weak it's hard to breathe. Ma'am, then you need to go to the ER. Hard to breathe? You need to go to the ER or walk into your doctor's office. I did not, Ashley. Can you send me the app to make sure that I have it? No, that's Jalen, baby. That's Jalen. So, I'm not even going to say that. That's just a private note to myself. Okay. So she claims that she's been in a depressed state and in the bed for 10 days. She also wanted everybody to know that she's lost a lot of weight just laying there. And then she said, I already have bed sores. Girl, what? Good morning, all for one. Oh, yes, we are promoting Saturday night in the collective reporting. We're doing it. Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. How you get bed sores in 10 days? Mama Bear, you gotta send it to me in the chat. It's moving too fast. You got bed sores already? And then we started crying. And someone was like, you have to pray. And she's like, I've been praying all day, every day. I'm going through something. And she wanted a hotel. She's trying to find a motel because the apartments don't take the animals. that the landlord won't keep his nose out of her business. Now, let me be very clear about something. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Let me be clear about something. Whether I like you or not, or I shouldn't say like you, whether I like your behavior or not and what you do, I am never going to offer any advice that will make your life worse. Because the goal isn't to see you licking dirt off the ground because you have nothing else. That's not my goal. My goal is for you to make decisions that support yourself so that you're not scamming people into supporting you. So she feels like the landlord is in her business because the landlord doesn't want the boyfriend there. And people were in the chat like, it's none of her business. You got the boyfriend there and blah, blah, blah. Let me explain something to you for people who have never been a landlord. Her landlord, for A, didn't know she was coming. She was friends with the son, and the son said, we have a house you can move into. But the home is owned by the mother. So when the mother found out about it, she wasn't happy. And the amount that the son agreed to wasn't adequate for her because it wasn't just Jaylyn that moved in, but her twin daughters moved in as well. Now, the apartment includes water, internet, electricity, and now gas for the winter. So $475, which is what Jaylyn said. I didn't go find some paperwork. Jaylyn said initially it was $475. Now bear something in mind. The three of them get a check. They bring home at least $3,000. She claims that they don't have food stamps. I don't know how. But you get $300, $3,000 about, like a little less, every single month, right? So the woman, I think, went up to like 500, and now she's saying she's going up to 575. She is, because in the winter, y'all are home all day, every day, which means that house has to be heated all day, every day, which means the bills are going to go up. Stop acting like you don't understand where it's coming from. Stop pretending. Stop acting like you don't know how life works. You're not 21 and just out on your own. But also stop expecting people to hold your hand through life. Oh, so that's A. B, you never signed a lease, which means you are on a month-to-month lease. There doesn't have to be paperwork. That's just how the law works. And I'm sure there's some even special circumstances within the state of Ohio. So you don't have a lease. You're on a month to month, which means that all they have to do is give you 30 days and you have to get out. So until she has somewhere to go, she needs to toe the line. But the people in her chat who don't care about what actually makes sense are telling her she can't tell you who to have in there. You should be able to have your boyfriend in here. We're depressed because our boyfriend can't come over. Mind you, she was upset because their 2-month anniversary was coming yesterday. So on Wednesday, it was the next day. And he can't come over because he was spending the night. And I'm sure the lady down the street that's looking at her house is thinking, so now I got to pay electricity and water for somebody else? On top of the 3 that's already there? Now, it should be none of her business. But when you are doing things without the proper information being dealt with, you get what you get. You want a special accommodation, but then want rules to apply when they listen. If you wanted it to be on the up and up, you would have went and got a lease. But no, you wanted someplace cheap to go with you and your kids because you don't want to have to deal with life. You wanted somewhere that would accept your dog. So now this woman is looking at a dog, and a cat, 3 adults in a home where everybody stays home every day, all day. But you don't understand why she needed to raise the rent. Correct. Faka FFF. I don't really know how to get that name, but I'll just call you Fa. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. And there's something coming around the corner. But everybody in her chat was like, bring him over, let him come over, blah, blah, blah. Now, my question is this. Why can't you go to him? Correct, Pink Panther. Why can't? Because he doesn't have anywhere for us to go. So then why are you with him? Just call me. Okay. Why are you with him? So then people are like, well, why can't he pick you up? Because, of course, she can't go get him because she needs a tire for her car. Why can't he pick you? Oh, well, he doesn't have a car. He has what to offer you besides what's between his pants. And I can promise you a battery operated boyfriend will get you there so much faster. Why are you acting like your 2-month anniversary is groundbreaking? Like you're a 16-year-old girl with her first boyfriend. 2 months? But this is the other thing. Y'all are fighting for her to see a man who she claims stole $500 in her pew-pew. What? Y'all are fighting for this man to be able to come and lay in the bed next to her that stole money from her so that she couldn't pay her rent. And y'all had to pay it. And that's the man y'all are fighting for? For fact. And if you're into girls, buy a rose. Whatever it is. Buy a battery operated bitch if you're into women. Like what? He would cost you less. Y'all are fighting for her to be with a man that she told you took money from her that she couldn't afford to give him in the first place and stole her pew-pew. And clearly this man isn't on the up and up because he don't have a place to live and he doesn't have a car to come get you. But he could come stay with you for 2 or 3 days. My question is, do they not listen? Do they have short memories or are they willfully ignorant? Like, do y'all not remember that y'all paid her rent 2 months ago? And now this month you're buying her food? Do y'all not remember what this man did to her? Mind you, this is the 3rd man since she's been living in this house. The 3rd. I guess I'd be excited too to get to 2 months. If I didn't, this is the 3rd man I've been to with the last 6 months. 2 months is probably something to celebrate. Girl, you don't know how to pick them. And at your big age, you should be better at it. Y'all are giving her all the wrong advice. And so I'm sorry, I couldn't sit silent. I had to go in and tell her, They don't want him there until you have somewhere else to go. Follow the rules. Am I saying that the rules are right? No. She should be able to have whoever she wants. But when you go in with no lease, you have no protection. When I was a landlord, the lease said that someone couldn't stay more than 28 days. Because at that point, at the point of 30 days, they consider them living there, especially if they get a piece of mail and then they have squatters' rights. So most landlords now put a clause in their lease that at least prevents someone from being able to say, I now live here. Because this is the thing. When you go in and you sign a lease, you have to put who's going to be there. And if they've done a background check on those people and they said you can move in, great. They don't know who this man is, but if he's able to come and stay at your house for 3-4 days, he don't have a car, he don't got a place to live. Yeah, he's not on the good list. He's not a shining example. And why would you want him around your children anyway? What example are you setting for your girls? And you know how I feel about that. What example are you setting for your girls? Whether you call them slow or not. But she wanted a hotel room. She didn't want a hotel room to move in with her dog. She wanted a hotel room for her 2-month anniversary. Girl, bye. I see straight through you. I see you like you're glass. Matter of fact, you're not even strong enough to be glass. You're plastic wrap. I see through you like plastic wrap. You're not fooling anybody over here. You might have the people in your chat being willfully ignorant, but I will never. I will never. So then I was like, how long is the boyfriend staying there? And at first she was like 2 or 3 days, and then he's gone for a week. Well, he might come back 2 or 3 days later. If I'm the landlord and I'm paying all the bills and all you're giving me is $500 a month, yeah, I'd probably have a problem too. Hannah, did you just stroll in? Because I will absolutely repeat everything I've said. Because I want people to know. Okay, Hannah. So, how long have you been following her? Good morning, good morning. I'm not. No. Let Hannah answer. Quite a while. Great. Okay, Hannah. Were you there Wednesday evening when she claimed she was so weak it was hard to breathe? And she said she had been in the bed for 10 days, but she already has bed sores. Okay, so let me repeat it. And I apologize for the people who have been here, but Hannah is the person I'm trying to reach. Okay, Hannah. Let me just go through it. And I won't go in as much detail as I did before. But she's been depressed according to herself lately. And she says she hadn't gotten out of the bed for 10 days. Told people she was losing weight because she really wasn't eating, even though people were sending her money to feed her and her daughters. But then she said she already had bed sores. What do you mean? You can't breathe and you have bed sores? Ma'am, it's time to go to the hospital. Before this, she was complaining that she needed a new tire on her car. By the way, they get a little less than $3,000 a month because her and her 2 girls get a Social Security check. You get the same amount every single month. Okay, Hannah, I'm going to run you through it. Yeah, that's what she does. She dry begs. She puts out there what she needs and cries, hoping that people will give it to her. So she's upset because the landlord where she lives doesn't want the boyfriend there. But the landlord didn't know she was moving in. One of her sons, said that she could move in for $475. Perhaps the son didn't know she was bringing her girls with her. And so now it was three people staying in the house all day long. Electric is included, water is included, and internet is included. $475, I don't care where you live, isn't enough. So they went up on the rent. And when they went up on the rent, Jaylyn came to the people who like her and said, I need money. She went up on the rent. Okay, so then the next month, you know how much you have to spend. You should be adjusting accordingly. She still needed help. She needed the car repaired. She needed somebody to fix it, and she needed the part. Everybody gave it to her. And then the next month, she needed help with the rent because her boyfriend, which was new, the third boyfriend since she's moved in there, she let him borrow $500. Now, if you needed help to pay the rent before, you didn't have $500 for him to borrow. And he stole her pew-pew. And she got on here crying. She would have to move out. She doesn't have the rent. The landlord is mean. And so the people who like her gave her the money. Guess who's still her boyfriend, Hannah? The same guy she said that ignored her, took her $500 and stole her pew-pew. Hannah, that's the same boyfriend that she's now crying about because the landlord won't let him come spend the night. She doesn't want another person in her property. She didn't even get the opportunity to vet the three people that are there. So you're laying in bed because you can't be with a boyfriend that stole money from you? Or did he not steal money from you and you just lied to the chat so you could get them to send you money? Which one is it? And so the people who are in her chat are saying to her, correct, Hannah, but the people who support her were in the chat telling her, that's not right. Ignore her. Let your boyfriend come stay there. And so I went in and said, hey, she's on a month-to-month lease. Y'all go ahead and give her that advice. And when she's outside in the street begging for money, make sure you have your wallets open. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, Hannah. So, July 19th, 2024, we had a conversation in DMs where there were lots of people coming at you because you gave Kim Peters $50. And she posted your screenshot on her live and she was mocking you for giving her money. And I was very upset about it. And I wanted to come with you into your DMs and make sure that you knew that you shouldn't be getting it from anything evil from chat, and you shouldn't be getting it from someone as vile as Kim Peters. So I want you to protect yourself, and that's the reason that there are people like Digital with these giants that come in here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and once a month and come and try to help people not get taken advantage of like you did with Kim Peters, because what she did to you was so wrong. And I couldn't even imagine coming in and being taken advantage of again, because gifts equal money. And if you're consciously doing it, that's fine because it's your money. You should do what you want. I just don't like people looking like a fool. These people in this chat want to make sure that you're warned. And, Jaylyn, she's done some really reprehensible things. And I just don't want to get you, you shouldn't be dragged down with any of that. But Hannah, being in Beg Talk, please don't give anybody any of your money and make these people earn your gifts instead of just Jaylyn sitting there crying, giving you a sob story, because I promise you it's lies.
110%. And I
But
understand that people flow to them because they make themselves feel needy and all of that. But it's all manipulation.
yes. But I just wanted to, if you need to talk to me, message me. If you guys need screenshots or anything, it's on Madeline's page and it's on mine, but it's way, way, way back there because Hannah was getting attacked for no reason by Kim Peters because you know how she likes to put those screenshots up there and mock the people that sent her money, and it's just not right. So please protect yourself, Hannah. I'm glad you asked Digital questions, and I'm glad that Digital took time to be able to explain the vile things that Jalen has been doing for years. And there's so much more to it. I'll be down in the chat.
Thank you, love.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we get to yesterday. And suddenly Jalen is out of bed. And she's dressed. And she's putting makeup on. And at first I was like, that was a quick transition from being so depressed that you had bed sores to now putting on makeup and asking people if this looks good. And I was like, why could that be? Well, of course. It's her 2-month anniversary. Yes, she claims she doesn't have water. It's her 2-month anniversary. And we're going to act like a 16-year-old with our first boyfriend. But of course, that's not what she told the chat. She said she had a doctor's appointment. Bitch, be for real. Who are you playing with? Who are you playing with? And I called her a bitch because she called me a bitch. She likes to call people bitches all the time. So if I'm a bitch, you're a bitch. Let's do it. Sprinkled pink, I ain't never heard of it. Not at my big age. I might be like, oh, we've been together for 2 months. I am not on TikTok crying that I can't see my boyfriend. But my question is this: how are you getting to your doctor's appointment? Did one of your loyal friends pay to get you a tire? Did they give you money so you could go get a hotel with your boyfriend? But just the last 2 weeks you haven't been able to feed your daughters? We can't be serious. We can't be serious on her broom. Lewis, listen, when you watch enough of them, it's like they watch each other. How come they're always in each other's chat? What are you learning? A new grift? Especially Lori. Girl, please, you have enough problems, Lori. You have enough. Stay out of everybody else's life. So again, I'm going to ask a question. Are the people in your chat willfully ignorant? Do they just not want to see what's standing in front of them? Or do they do it because I don't want to realize that I have been blinded and manipulated and taken advantage of. So I'm gonna pretend like none of that happens. Are we gonna talk about the elephant in the room, baby? I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah, exactly, Andrea. They probably do. They're like scammer 101. And when you reach this point, you become a sophomore, and then you become a junior, and then you become a senior. That's funny. Lori Jones just went live. That's hilarious. Oh, Tim is back blaming us again. I'm not surprised. Oh, you mean Tim and Angela? They're on the list. Don't worry. They're coming up. No, you never graduate. In fact, you go on to college and you get your master's degree in scamming. Then she had a nerve to say, somebody must have said something in the chat. You demand that we show proof, that we be 100% accurate, that we aren't allowed to make a simple error, right? But she gets to beg, dry beg, lie, manipulate, and then y'all send her money, and then y'all turn around and act like nothing's happened. Why aren't you holding her to the same standard that you would hold me to? Huh? Thank you. So then someone said something to her, and she said, I don't give a fuck what you bitches think about me. Clearly not. Clearly not. You can't care about what anybody thinks because you make a fool out of yourself all the time. And the only reason why you're okay with it is because people send you money for it. The performance is masterful for the people who are in there willfully ignorant to your nonsense. But then, in the same breath, said block them. If you don't care, why are they blocked? Let people say whatever they think about you if you don't care. You laid in that bed for at least 10 days, according to you. Came live from the bed, looking sad, saying that you were hungry, saying that you don't have any water to cook anything real, that your daughters are hungry, but you don't want them to know what's going on. You don't want them to know that you can't provide food for them. Well, then you're not being honest. Your children aren't 5, 6, and 7. They are young adults. But I think you don't want them to know for two reasons. Either it's a lie, or they might say, where's all the money going? Did you give your boyfriend more $500 again? And that's why you couldn't afford to feed your kids? But sure, when it was time to have that 2-month anniversary, we were out the bed and ready to be out the door. The moment you had whatever you needed to go do that, everything, that is a child. Were you throwing a tantrum because you couldn't do what you wanted to do? And now the people have provided? And they're like, you're beautiful and you're wonderful. Guys, why are you paying for her to keep spending time with a man that she said stole money and you had to pay the difference so that she could have rent? Y'all are applauding that relationship? Where is the smart person who's in there that can say to her, baby girl, why would you want to be with a man that stole money from you? Or did he give it back to you when you just never said anything? Do you see the double-sidedness of needing to know what's the truth and what's the lie? So go ahead. Keep it up. I'll be watching. And I'll be clocking you every time. And I don't care if you call me a bitch. That doesn't bother me because guess what? Sometimes I am a bitch. And I bet I'm a bitch to you because I clock you every chance I get. You are welcome to the grid any day. Until you stop this foolishness and grow up and act like an adult, I'm going to do what I can to protect people like Hannah. People who see you and think, oh, she's so nice and she has such nice things to say and I'm just going to send her a little heart and she acts so thankful. Girl, she's just trying to reel you in because she wants you to open your wallet. And I'm going to be here standing in the way. We are going to be in here standing in the way of that nonsense. And if I have to reach one person in her chat at a time, I'm here for it. I got the backbone for it. Calling me a bitch isn't going to stop me. Blocking me isn't going to stop me. Anyway, on to the next. Y'all know that my deepest problem with her is that she uses God to get money out of people. But she has some interesting things to say yesterday. Sandy, I do 9 a day. I don't even have time for open mic today. Perhaps we'll be able to do it again tomorrow. Yes, Hannah, I'm glad you are here. And we're doing a live tomorrow night, and we're going to talk about romance scammers, among other things that we're going to do. So, Carla had to call somebody to ask for the money because when she went to go pay for yesterday, her card was declined. At what point are you going to get a job? Yes, please tap, tap, tap till you feel the heart's tail, and then take a break. At what point are you going to get a job? You keep claiming that God has created for you a path so that social media is going to take care of you. By the way, she has a Twitch account. I think it's called Love and Light with 3 dashes, or Light and Love with 3 dashes. And she's over there, and she doesn't. The only difference between TikTok and her Twitch account is that on Twitch, she doesn't talk about God as much. Florida girl, because they know that they can reach people who are spiritual. You got to remember that if you are a follower of Christ or many religions, it doesn't just have to be a follower of Christ. Many religions preach that you are supposed to be kind to your fellow man, that you're supposed to be giving, that in order for you to be blessed, you have to bless other people. They know that. So that's what they pin in on. They want to use your dedication to your religious preference or your spirituality to give them money. That's why they do it. But I'm going to say this, and I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. The devil knows the Bible better than we do. He's been there since the beginning. And in every religion, no matter what it is, there is somebody that's going against the God that you worship. For us, it's the devil. He was able to use the Bible to test Jesus. You think he's not going to test us the same way? Using the Bible? And they are just a byproduct of his nonsense. Using the Bible to manipulate, scam, beg, and lie to get what they want. But what they don't like is someone who knows it either just as well or better, that can pull out scriptures and say, okay, yes, a closed mouth doesn't get fed, but it also says if you don't work, you don't eat. So why does your scripture supersede mine? You want to walk in Jesus' path? Jesus was a carpenter until he was 33 years old. His apostles all worked, even after he ascended to heaven and they were on their mission. He worked. They worked. They didn't just rely on the kindness of others. But even then, when the apostles were traveling and they were getting taken care of by the local congregation, they were giving the congregation something to bless. They weren't sitting on the shore saying, I love Christ, you love Christ, please give me money to go to the next city. Back in the Hebrew scriptures with the Jews, they were ordered that when you grow land, you leave a portion for the widows and the children. But guess what? They had to come get it. Yes, it was left for them to be able to get the food that they needed. But God didn't say and harvest it for them and cook it and then give it to them. They had to come and harvest it themselves. Thank you, Erica. So don't try to use religion to manipulate people. Certainly not around me. Because I'm going to clock you every time. Oh, thank you, Florida girl. If you aren't a member of the team and you want to join the team, hit the Daily Heart Me. If not, that's okay too. I appreciate you being here and listening. Because hopefully I'm imparting words that you can understand and you can use on your path on TikTok. It's all manipulation. So she had somebody in her chat who is like, I'm struggling so bad. I'm ready to start doing things that I wouldn't consider. So she described that when she was first homeless, that she was using what she got to get what she wanted too. Toxic D, if she was following the word of God, she wouldn't be doing what she's doing. She blocks her own blessings. Excuse me? Now, my question is, you don't even beg very much anymore, but you always have money to pay the room. And you claim that you're so tired that you sleep all day. But then you'll get up 2, 3, 4 o'clock and do a full face of makeup. Where are you going in the evening, girl? Did you go back to what you were doing before to pay for the room? Because she doesn't even say anymore, like, if you want to bless me, please do. Is the reason why you want to go to Twitch because you want to leave the God stuff behind on TikTok? Facts, Natalie. Did you call a client, maybe? Is that who paid for the room? Then she went on this whole rant about how she's not really eating, so she no longer needs a hotel with a kitchenette. Girl, you fought tooth and nail to be in a kitchen with a kitchenette so that you could eat healthy. And now you don't need it because you're not eating that much? Then she described that when she was homeless and she had a place, that a nonprofit was paying her rent. And she complained that the lady that worked at the nonprofit would only give her the money when she acted unhappy or sad. But she was like, fuck that. I'm going to be myself. I have never in my life met a group of people who can manipulate, do, and say whatever they need to get cash out of you. But then when it comes to the person that is actually helping them, you can't. Listen, if I had to go in there and cry every day to get this woman to pay my rent, whether it was the lease or not, you need me to be sad? I'ma be sad. I'ma be sad. For the 15 minutes it's going to take for you to process my payment, then I could walk away to check and be happy that I had rent for another month. But my question is this. If you were having your rent paid every month, why didn't you get a job so that you could take care of yourself? Huh? They are so busy running their mouth, they don't even realize that they condemn themselves with their own words. What do you mean? You had someone paying your rent for a year, but you are in worse position than you were then. Did you leave the city of Houston to go somewhere else to try to find another nonprofit that would pay your bills? And let's not forget, she lied and told everybody she was in the Midwest. Gave us a whole story about how she had a court date, so she couldn't leave Tennessee. But when she left the courthouse, magically, God put $1,000 in her account. She was able to buy new luggage. She was able to pay for the hotel rooms. She was able to buy a flight out because she didn't want to be in this godless city anymore. And then it was able to pay for the hotels when she landed. And then what? Two or three weeks later, she was running her mouth, and now we know she's still in Tennessee. What? But you're a woman of God. Now, I understand you not wanting people to know exactly where you are. You have a right to that privacy. But you made up a story that God blessed you and that you used it to get out of the godless city in Tennessee. So, what's the truth and what's the lie, Carla? I take notes. And for certain things, I have the mind of a steel trap. Ask me who a rapper is, I might not know. Ask me about somebody else on TikTok, I might not remember. But scammers, yeah, steel trap. Stuff my man does, steel trap, baby. I'll be like, you wore a pink tie and a white button down and blue cufflinks 3 years ago. Good morning to anybody just coming in. Speak of the devil, he just texted me. And then she said that in her rejection of needing to be sad, that if she got kicked out, it was God's will. What? And I was thinking about that, and I said to myself, perhaps it wasn't that she wanted you to be sad. Perhaps she wanted you to be humble and appreciative. Why would it be God's will that you be homeless? Make it make sense. Maybe you just needed to be humble because you think you know everything. You think you've had everything figured out. And maybe she didn't like your attitude. But you took it as she wants me to be sad. But if she stops paying, it's God's will. Okay. Okay, let's run with that. At some point, I hope it's God's will that you stop taking advantage of people. You want to use what you got to get what you want, that's none of my business. But taking advantage of innocent people on TikTok, yeah, I have a problem with it. Or for that matter, any social media. I have a problem with it. And on top of that, you're using God? Yeah. Mm-mm. Nope. So let's talk about the elephant now that I know what the elephant is. Let's talk about it. And please like the live. I took them off the grid because we were asked to give them a break. We were asked to give them the opportunity to prove themselves. And I know people were upset. Why are we giving them a pass? I made it extraordinarily clear that the grid will always be open to them too. I was doing it in respect of someone else. Not that I didn't think that they were still scammers. It wasn't for them that it got done. It was out of respect for somebody else. Somebody I trusted. And they went off the app for a little while. I also made it abundantly clear that anybody writing letters to threaten them or anybody else, if I found out who they were, not only would they not be around me, but I have absolutely no problem with them being prosecuted and put under the jail. And I said at the time, who would send a letter to Walmart? Literally, Walmart has a direct line to the FBI. A direct line. One phone call. Directly to the FBI. And then apparently letters went to a hotel and to another hotel and to his job. And they came supposedly from out of state. That makes it a federal crime. Correct, Karina. Sending letters across state lines to threaten people is a federal crime. You have used the post office, which is a federal agency, to send letters to somebody. Now, there was a time when we could say that nobody within this community, nobody within this tent would have ever done anything like that. We can't do that anymore. There are people who are literally standing next to the garbage can, living there, camped out near the garbage. And they will do anything. They will go as low as they want for entertainment purposes. I don't hang around there. But none of that excuses Tim and Angela's behavior. None of it. So they went dark from TikTok, but they didn't go dark from begging. They have again found a couple of individuals who have opened their wallets up wide. And have paid for weeks of a room. Not day by day, weeks. He says that a letter got him fired from Harbor Freight due to safety concerns, but he hadn't been working. He was on a little furlough to figure out his life. He was sent a computer so that she could work from home. There are questions about whether they still have it or whether they pawned it. And now they're back. Now they're back to say that more letters were sent and he was fired. Even though he told everybody he was going to work, he hadn't been at work. I don't know exactly. Blue eyes, in some jobs you can. You are back because the person that has been funding your life now has a problem. Did you tell her you were going to pay her back with your paychecks and then didn't? Did you forget about Nana and the other person? I'm sorry, I can't remember who it is right now because I'm angry. He was fired from McDonald's a long time ago. It's no problem. Janet, yes, thank you. I'm sorry. Mexican Nana, and Janet. Did you forget about those two ladies? Because if you can ask for your hotel room at a pretty clip, like we're not talking $50 a night, for weeks to get paid for. You mean to tell me, knowing that the room was paid for, this lady here couldn't go find a job? Correct, Thomas Washington. He's saying that another letter was sent by us, of course, because you can't have enemies anywhere else. It had to be us. That they let him go for safety reasons. Correct, Kelly Gibbons. But you didn't ask for an extra $30 so that you could pay the ladies? Clearly, she was willing to buy anything. She was willing to pay for anything. But you want to blame awareness as a collective as a reason why you can't pay them. If you can beg for everything else, then you can beg to pay them back. Why aren't you interested in getting that monkey off your back? Because you never wanted to pay them back. The only reason why you did was because of pressure. That's the only reason. And you looked for any reason to have the pressure taken off. Now, do I know whether he was involved in the letters or not? I don't. I don't know who sent them. I don't even know if every letter that he claims that got sent. I don't know, nor do I really care. If you did it, I hope you rot in jail, because that is unacceptable on every level. I don't care how much you don't like them. You didn't just threaten them, you threatened the community around them. And the people around them did not deserve that. And I don't think they deserved it either. But it doesn't excuse any behavior that they have done. None of it. They never wanted to pay them back. So they're willing to use any excuse to say why. They want to say that awareness is the reason why they lost their jobs. And so now we take the blame for them not getting paid back. No. You had a whole year in one case to pay somebody back. So now it's our fault that you didn't? Or that you can't? Be for real. You can try to twist. I heard somebody say they twisted themselves into a pretzel. And I was like, I love that. You will twist yourself into a pretzel double time to avoid your own responsibilities. And let's not forget, this job at Harbor Freight was part-time. He didn't even go get a full-time job. Tell me you don't want to work without telling me you don't want to work. Your room was paid for. You were on a little bit of a furlough. And you and your wife couldn't go find jobs in that time? Huh? Somebody answer it for me. Now, even with the information that I had, it was important to me to redact. I redacted the parts of Janet's name, Mexico Nana, Tim and Angela, and the person who wrote the letters. Because those level of details are not necessary for me to make the point. No, Tim is not working again. Y'all know y'all can't go take a shower and turn me off. You better bring me in the shower with you. You better get one of those things you can put on the wall. Put on the wall in the shower that protects your phone. Put it up high though, because some of them are cheap. And they went right back to begging. Right when the hotel room wasn't getting paid for anymore, right back to begging. Right back here on TikTok. Who's Tanya Lynn? Oh, thank you, Scam Opera. I appreciate it. Yes, we got him fired because we sent another letter. Of course we did. Uh-oh.
I didn't want to interrupt, so bring me back up whenever you're done with your dialogue, spitting facts, and clocking that tea. But Tanya Lynn, stick around. Maybe even work up the courage to get a box later when Dee Dee's done spitting facts.
Well, just tell me, who do we support?
She supports Tim and Angela.
Oh,
And she sits in awareness lives daily, 3, 4, 5 times a day. But she's in here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. She hears everything, all the facts that you spit, and she supports them with her words. She says she can't understand why these people are so mean to Tim and Angela, and people need to mind their business. She throws gifts that equal money, and she can't understand why I ride her ass.
Oh, okay.
So we talked to her on Monday, I think. All my days are running together, and she didn't want to grab a box, so
I'm gonna say it. I always say it. The hills have eyes, and so does TikTok. We see everything.
yes, ma'am.
Well, let's see if she gets the courage to take a box. Because
Okay.
as usual, I have questions.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna mute.
How can you watch the exact same thing I've been watching and think, why are these people bothering you? Now, again, I'm going to be very clear. Threatening them, writing letters, making them fear for their lives and their safety is unacceptable. Period, point blank. I will never support it. Doxing their locations, calling their hotel rooms. I don't agree with any of it. Y'all know that. I don't do any of it. I use what you say on TikTok or other social media platforms, and I bring it to the people with my thoughts. That's how I do it. I don't screen record anybody. I don't stream anybody. I don't even make videos about what they do. If I post videos 95 on my page, I will repost. But on my page, it's usually stuff from my own life. I have a standard for myself. Jamie, who do you think is mean? Cece, yes. Oh, okay. Angela and Tim, yeah. She doesn't even have the decency to say thank you. Thank you, Granny Annie. I appreciate it. Okay, I just wanted to make sure you weren't saying I was mean. Because I can be mean. I say all the time, I hold myself to a standard, but don't think I won't go in the gutter. I will take you all the way to hell. It's a choice. I could pay the $50 a month and know all your business. I just hold myself to a standard. Okay, thank you, Jamie. How do you listen to the same things we do day in and day out and then not see it? What about what I do is mean? That I bring to the audience what they say, and because I keep notes and I'm able to remember, I identify the lie in what they say? That's being mean? Or is that being a truth teller? Not a troll, I'm a truth teller. There's a difference. A troll goes in and says whatever just to upset you. I don't do that. 95% of the time, I don't even say anything in the chat. I'm just watching and listening and taking notes. Do we really think they went dark because they were paying for themselves? We all knew it wasn't true. He only came off the grid in response to me wanting to respect another creator on TikTok. Thank you, Cece. I'm not the best. The collective is the best. You guys keep me informed. You keep me updated. You give me answers from the chat. As a collective, we are the best. 110%. I couldn't do this without y'all. But I'd be damned if I'm going to let two people, who use God. I just went through how much I hate that. They used the fact that she had cancerous cells to take advantage of people. She has seizures. Then Tim, why aren't you doing that are aggravated by stress? Why aren't you doing more to relieve your wife's stress? Do you think the need that you have to come on TikTok and beg for money every day and you're not sure if you're going to have a hotel that night, do you think that adds to her stress or takes it away? Right. But this is the thing. Her job at McDonald's was her first real job in life. Not my words, hers. So you worked all your life. You're getting your 401k and your social security check. And you're budgeting your life so that you can live the lifestyle you want. And her, at her big age, has just started working. And I'm sorry, I don't count her MLMs. I don't. Because it wasn't taking care of you. And again, to work at an MLM, you have to work hard. People always say, if I worked for myself, this, that, and the third. Working for yourself is the hardest thing you can do. Because you're responsible from everything from taxes to following the law to following regulations to paying employees to being HR to making sure that insurance is covered, making sure payroll is done properly. It is harder to be your own business person. hey, tired, hey, checkmate, than it is to work for a company that takes care of all of that for you. Working for an MLM is like having your own small business. You have to work it to get anything out of it. And you got to find people to work under you for you to really make any substantial living.
Dee Dee, I'm going to drop down so your moderators can pin, and then just pull me up anytime if Pittsburgh girl Andrea comes back up or Tanya Lynn decides she wants to talk.
Okay. You do nothing all day. You won't even come and take the phone when your husband has to go to the bathroom. And yet people are paying for you to lay in that room. We get a hi, y'all. Yes, thank you. But guess what? When they were in the car, guess whose face was in the phone? Ain't that a little odd? Is she saving her preciousness for when they're extremely desperate? Well, now they shouldn't be too worried because it's getting cooler now. So now that it's cooler, being in the car shouldn't be any big deal, right? Because that's what they said through the whole summer? Oh, when it gets chillier, it won't be such a problem for us to be in the car. Really? But are you two also waiting for the state to give you an apartment? Because I told y'all when he got the job, I said he doesn't really want to work because the moment he starts working, they start clocking the income. And if he makes over a certain amount, you no longer qualify for housing. I told y'all that. So it didn't last long. Now did it? But we're still begging. So just understand, they didn't go away because they started taking care of themselves. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. They were getting taken care of behind the scenes. And now that he can say that we got him fired, he now has that story that he's going to tell 35 a million times. They got us fired, so we need your help. They got us fired, so we need your help. They got us fired, So what did you do during your furlough? Did your wife go and get a job while you were home? Or did you enjoy your time together? That's what he said. Go look. Well, if you can see it, I'm not sure. But that's what his page said. They sent another letter, so Harbor Freight fired him. Now, let me be clear about something. If we don't dox anybody, we don't dox anybody. I don't care what the circumstances are. And if you feel like somebody is that unsafe, you call the authorities and you let the authorities handle it. Period. Unless you are in law enforcement, let law enforcement handle it. Because there is always the risk that you're wrong. And once you have crossed that Rubicon, you can't bring it back. Yeah, he even described something about it being pink writing or pink ink or something. Are you trying to suggest that it was a woman? I did an entire presentation around going real life. Yeah, he never went back. He wasn't working. I'm being streamed by who? Oh, Maggie. Hi, Maggie. How are you? You came to learn about some other people? Because you're not a topic today. You could have been, but you're not. So you can make sure you can go tell your people that I don't talk about you every day. I do not wake up to talk about Maggie. You're not on the grid today. Sorry, honey. Not today. You can also tell your people I don't get up at 8 o'clock. I start at 6:30. Caught in 4K is streaming me. Hi, everybody in Caught in 4K is live. Hi. How are you this morning? Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. So, people don't get a pass from me when they dox. Sorry. You just don't. And this is my problem. Because Tim used it exactly how I knew he would use any information he got on anybody. He sent it to the person and said, I'm giving you an hour to respond. To what? Why do I need to respond to you about anything? You act like you're standing on some righteous hill and you're giving somebody an hour to respond. To say what? Maggie, do me a favor. If you want to address anybody in here, go live and talk about it. Go live and talk about it. You won't let me ask a question in your live, and you think I'm going to let you come in here and ask questions in here? Be for real, girl. Go live. You aren't you ready to beg again? Don't you need $25 for DoorDash or something? Go live and take it over there. Don't do it over here. Be for real. Anyway, God, I don't know why people come in here to distract me. Tim used the information he had to create division within the community. He has always wanted to do that. Who remembers when he claimed that there was somebody who used to be awareness that reached out to him on Reddit to tell him that awareness is fighting amongst each other and he doesn't have to do anything. We're gonna implode, rattle. He never said who it was then. And he wouldn't have said it now. He sent it in a DM in a threatening manner. And now people who do the good work are focused on his nonsense. Jupiter, rewrite that because I don't understand the question. So this morning's song about I'm not afraid and I'm going to take a stand. I stand on business. Period. I don't sway. I don't change by the wind. And I'm going to ask you not to change by the wind. Just because someone is blowing you in one direction, be patient. Hear both sides. 110%. That is important. And that's something I'm going to make sure that I'm more active in doing. Oh, deputized. Okay, I'm sorry. But then go back to your moral center. I said it when I did the presentation about going real life. If there's not something you would want done to you, don't do it to anybody else. Thank you. Don't do it to anybody else. If there is a concern, call the authorities. Let the authorities deal with it. But to give scammers any information that could be wrong is scary. Correct, Granny Annie. Ooh, White Sox. Hold on, I missed a comment. Farah, send me a DM. We'll talk about it there. So we can fall apart. We can pick sides, or we can decide that the reason why we do this is more important. Of course, White Sox has to make an appearance. It wouldn't be alive without White Sox. Thank you. We can pick sides and then say, oh, I'm not going to go over there because blah, 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 blah. We could do that. Absolutely. 110%. And where has that ever gotten us as a community? The only thing it does is it put walls up in the tent. That's it. Just walls in the tent now. And then you'll have people trying to dig under the wall, look over the wall, create a little window in the wall because we don't really want to miss anything. And we watch through others' lives or we window watch. Where has it gotten us as a community? Huh? It's gotten so bad that titans in the community have had to walk away. Oh, really, Renee? Yeah, it's a big, small town. This is what I ask. I ask everybody to have a standard, whatever it is, and then stand on it. Your standard doesn't have to be mine. Just stand on it. And don't do anything to anybody, whether they are a scammer, a fellow awareness person, a raising the conscious person, an anti-scam person, a beggar, a liar. Don't do anything to them that you wouldn't want done to yourself. I don't care who it is. I don't care why it is. Stand on it. Because betting on the scammer is literally like throwing your integrity in the trash. It's throwing your integrity in the trash. Because the only thing you're doing is giving them information that they are going to use for their sole benefit. If Tim was truly concerned about that person, thank you. If Tim was truly concerned about that person, why did you hit him up in the DMs and say you were giving them an hour? Roland? Did I say anybody's name? I'm talking about Tim and Angela and how they use information that they get. Correct, MAGA girl. And that's what I want us to be. Well, you guys in the chat, be kind to each other. You know 100% that everybody is welcome from everywhere. I don't care who you don't like here. I don't. Everybody is welcome here. I didn't say it, Roland. I happen to see your comments. Everybody is welcome here. Because for me, the information getting out is more important than anything else. Linda, nobody gets a pass. But everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. And I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I can't tell somebody else they're not allowed to make an error and then come and apologize to you for making an error. Right? That's the problem. We always want to hold everybody else to a standard that we don't want held against us. Let me say this publicly. I think I've said it before publicly. If I do something wrong, if I say something wrong, if I catch a situation wrong, I want to know. I don't want to live in an echo chamber of everybody just agreeing with me because they're afraid to tell me that I've made a mistake. Correct. Own it. And then we can all move on. I haven't seen that doxing Roland, but okay. Thank you, Chill. You see I do something wrong, hold my feet to the fire. But when I catch my own self doing something wrong, I come back and I'm like, guess what, guys? I got it wrong and I'm sorry. Right, sunshine? Nobody. And it's gotten so bad that people within the community are doing it to each other. Powerpuff, this is my life. If you want something to go your way, you can turn your light on and do whatever you would like. But this is my opportunity to talk to the people that come in here 3 times a week and talk to me. Not you, me. Anytime you don't like the way I do it, you are free to get up 3 mornings out of the week, go live and talk for 3 hours. Let's see if you can do it. But I am watching the community that I love have difficulty. And so I'm going to talk about it. Yes, we are doing Saturday nights live. Everybody again is welcome. If you've done something that might not have been the right thing, the fastest way to move on is to say, you know, guys, I did something. It might not have been the right thing, but okay. And then we can all move on. 8 p.m. Eastern. We can all move on. No, Tim reached out to somebody, showed an email that he was sent with their real name on it and said, I'm giving you an hour to respond. And my question is, you've just been threatened according to you. What was that? What was that? Betting on a scammer is literally throwing your reputation in the garbage because they're never going to use it for the purpose that it was intended. they're going to use it to turn around and threaten somebody else. They're going to use it to prove that they have information that you didn't know that they had on another person. He didn't use it to go to the authorities and say, this is the person I have a problem with. No, not at all. Kevin, until there is a police report and a final conclusion and somebody is arrested, I don't know what to believe. But that's why I have the patience of Job. I'll wait. I'll wait. I don't need to say it was anybody because I have the patience to wait. I wish other people had that much patience. But in the meantime, I said that if he does anything, I should say, do anything to make it back on the grid, they're back. Yeah, TikTok Shop has taken a lot of my money too. Right. Eventually the truth will come out. What happens in the dark will always come to the light. And what we already know is they're back to begging on TikTok. So nothing has really changed. And now they are blaming the same community that they've always been blaming for why he's not working. They blame the same community for why they've lost the hotel. Here comes Kira, Lord Jesus. Hello, ma'am. Hello, Batman. It's never their fault. They never do anything wrong. Never. It's always somebody else. Why are you breathing like that? What's wrong? Y'all, White Sox is asleep on my hand. I can't even turn the page. Cookie Monster, they've been together a long time. He likes it. Some people are masochists. He likes it, so he can have it. Me neither. Who said that? Kevin, me neither. Are we desperate for scammers that we got to make sure they remain scammers? Let me tell you something. I love to take somebody off the grid. You want to know why? Because there's 30 more people I could talk about. I'll give you an example. Amanda Bowden. She was a grid regular. She and her boyfriend Frank are the reason why I go live now. They were my very first live. And at that point, I was so frustrated that I wasn't able to say what I wanted to say about them. I turned my own light on. So thank you, Amanda and Frank. You can thank them. But guess who? I did one update. She came live one time and said she's doing great. She's no longer asking people for money that I can tell, and certainly not on this app. She's not even on here regularly. When I got that update, I came to y'all and I gave the update, and on we went. I'm not like digging in her life, asking people in the neighborhood what's going on so that I have something to talk about. I move on to the next scammer. She did. She had the wildest stories while he was standing in the background. Absolutely crazy. Yep, brilliant. So many of them that were regulars are no longer here. And I'm happy about it. I hope that they figured out life so that they don't need to beg. And it's funny because a lot of them, the moment they stop, other things fall into place. No, not like Lisa and Nate. He just hasn't been here because she's wash, rinse, and repeat. I need money for food when we know it's money for rugs? How many times am I going to say the same thing? But these two, welcome back to the grid. You had weeks where your hotel room was paid for. And instead of taking that time to do what you needed to do to secure your future, you laid around. You ate out. You hung out with each other. You probably hung out with friends. What, did you go to the gym? Did you eat steak every night, Tim? Did you? Welcome back to the grid. You'll have a permanent spot. You want off the grid? Go away. Go away. Stop scamming people. Yes, Janie, they do from time to time. But their job is to encourage other people to give. You have proven over and over and over again that you have no intention on taking hold of your life and making it better. You have gotten comfortable being here. You dream of a better life, but that life will come because somebody else handed it to you. It won't be because you worked for it. And God doesn't like ugly. God doesn't like when people take advantage of others. So as long as you do, expect to be exactly where you are. Stay comfortable. Next. I used to watch her, and I didn't really get anything. So I don't talk about you. The whole world could call you a scammer. Until I see the scam, I'm not going to talk about you. And I would hear her talk, and she uses this like almost childlike voice and childlike talk to make people comfortable. And it's funny because I was going to do a raising the consciousness about manipulation. I might just do it tomorrow night. And I saw where somebody posted her husband asked for a divorce, expect the bag. Well, literally, it didn't take 5 minutes. Yes, please tap, tap, tap. Now, I told y'all on Wednesday that she told her chat to please go watch her last 6 videos, interact with them, comment on them, save them, and share them to make her go viral to pay her rent. My question is this: if you're at your neighbor's house 24/7, why do you need your rent paid? You're never home. I have watched MP Jewelry and I haven't seen the scam. So they're not on the grid yet. But hopefully they'll never make it on the grid. Oh, I know, T-Nook. She's a oldie but goodie. But this is my question, right? While everybody is running around and feeling bad for her and saying what a rotten man he is, she has said she doesn't want a divorce. That she's prepared to forgive him, right? And there are some women, pick-me's in particular, who will put up with anything. But I'm going to offer you an alternative. Could it be that none of it is true and she just wants money? Think about it for a minute. She's never home when she goes live. She gave us the story that he sent her a message saying that he was leaving her, he wanted a divorce, and that he was with somebody else. But she needs money for rent in an apartment we never see. Is it because he's home? So she can't go home and lie and say that he's gone. You want your chat to make you go viral? Is this all a scheme to go viral so that TikTok is paying your bills? Because why aren't you ever home? Right, Ruru. I was there for that. Correct, Willow. What she did the other day, though, took the cake for me. Let me find the note. She said she told her husband she isn't signing the papers. And so she claims that because she said she wasn't signing the papers, he isn't going to pay the rent anymore. If he left you, why would he be paying the rent? And furthermore, if you get a divorce, a judge can order him to continue to keep you at the lifestyle you've gotten accustomed to. But what if there's really no divorce? What if he's never really left? And this is all a ploy to get money and go viral. Because she isn't even asking for it all at once. She's doing like these $50, $60 a day goals. How many more days? Now, this is what she did that took the cake for me. And again, I used to talk a lot in chats, and now I try not to. But when they do something this awful, I can't help it. So she's in her friend's bed. Why aren't you in your own bed? At least show us the apartment. You're in your neighbor's bed. You lean over to her and say, tell the chat to shower me with gifts. And then her friend Cat with a heart, or Katie Low 00, typed in the chat, come on chat, let's shower her with gifts. Because she needs to pay her rent. Excuse me? It's two N's. It's HUNTTON. Her account name is Brandon Hunton's Angel 1111X, which is like a scripture. Or it's their anniversary. I don't know. But I always just look for kindness matters _47. It's easier. I know Pookie. But I don't talk about anybody until I see the scam. I then do research and realize we aren't new to this. It's their anniversary? Okay. We're not new to this. We're true to it. And we find a new reason all the time. They have split up before and gotten right back together, which is what informs me to ask the question, is this real or not? If you are really heartbroken and in the worst spot in your life, who leans over to their friend and says, tell the chat to shower me with gifts? That's manipulation. So I was like, wait, did you just lean over and tell your friend to tell the chat to shower you with gifts? Are you kidding me? White Sox, tell everybody in here to shower me with gifts. Can you imagine that? Again, I don't need to go into your real life and find out what's actually going on, because what you do on TikTok is deplorable enough. White Sox ignored me, by the way. Y'all don't have to worry. He's not going to ask you. Jamie, I haven't. But please send me a DM of their ad. I'll be happy to add anybody to the grid. Correct, Stevie. They're playing music so loud, like they're teenagers, and that woman has children in that house. Your White Sox is going to save y'all every time. And then someone in the chat had a nerve to tell me, be nice or you're gone. I was like, be nice? I just asked a question. Why is asking a question not being nice? And you're worrying about me being nice instead of addressing the fact that the person you support is manipulating you. Again, willful ignorance. You're so worried about me not being nice that you're not even clocking what's happening to you. Had I not said it, nobody else would. Y'all didn't hear it too? Because I didn't make it up. And you know how I know I didn't make it up? Because then she was like, oh, well, I just need people to help me pay my rent. She didn't deny it. She didn't say, I didn't do that. Because I heard her say it. She was like, so everybody, all the gifts you send are going towards my rent goal. Now, you want to know why that doesn't ring true to me? Because everybody knows that for every gift you get, TikTok at a minimum is getting 50%. At a minimum. So why would you want, that would mean that people would have to send you at a minimum $1,200 for you to get the amount you need for your rent. Which is why when people need their rent paid, they don't ask for it in gifts. They say, here's my CA, my PP, my VMO. Because I need to get to that money fast. Do you see why I have a problem with what she's doing? It doesn't make rational sense. She needs repairs on the car that TikTok bought her. Think about it. If you need to pay your rent and you have how many more days? The 26, 27, 28, 29, 4 more days? You would ask to get $600 through TikTok gifts? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. Why do you need $600 for an apartment you're never in? In fact, at one point yesterday when she went live, let me find it. She was at her friend's daughter's dentist appointment. T-Nook, I'm not surprised. She wants to be TikTok famous. That's her goal. And she has probably seen people get rallied around when they come in. Look, what about, remember the girl who was like, who did I marry? And she told that entire story in like 75 million parts. And people paid for her to go to Europe because that's what she always wanted. And people wanted her to get the car she always wanted. I've seen her on CNN getting interviewed, right? Yep, Risa Tisa. And people were like, oh, you got paid all that money. She wasn't in the creator fund when she started that story. She was literally just telling her story. And people resonated with the truth of it all. She went viral. She didn't have to ask. She didn't even do a live. She literally just recorded and told the parts of her story. She didn't have to lean over and say, tell everybody to shower me with gifts. She didn't have to tell people, go like my lives and share them with other people. And then she did this thing where it was like, please engage, please share. And if all you can do is put hashtag FYP in the chat, just do it over and over and over again. When people resonate with your truth, they're going to resonate with it regardless. When you have to create storylines to try to go viral, people see through it. You're not going to go viral saying that your husband left you for another woman and you don't want to get a divorce, because at least 60% of women are looking at you like you're stupid as hell. There might be some women who are like, I support you in wanting to stay married. Everybody else is like, you look so stupid. He done already got the divorce papers and you're refusing to sign them? You're not going viral with that story, ma'am. I'm sorry. You're being talked about, not supported. Last night, she had 25 people in there and I was cracking up. You're going viral, all right. It's working, Violet. It's working. She wants to be famous. Correct. Aaron, see, every state they end up going through the divorce is just contested. The law doesn't make you stay married to somebody you don't want to be married to. It just takes longer. Oh, her real name is Frances? Hey, Frances. I don't want to know any more than that. I don't need her last name. Her name could be in Timbuktu and it wouldn't matter. You went with your friend's daughter to get dental surgery, but you can't get a job? They were on the show The Test. Hilarious. Yes, she claims it's her neighbor. Why don't you ever go home, Frances? Why don't you show us the home that you need $600 for, that you want your chat to pay $1,200? She wants it to come in gifts because she's trying to rise in TikTok. Maya Angelou, I don't know where she really is, but the idea that she wants $600 through TikTok to pay rent doesn't resonate. Why does she get and in this whole thing? Now, mind you, I've been divorced twice in my life. And each time I cried, not for the marriage, but because I felt like a failure. Like, why can't I get this right? And the second time, I was on social media. The first time, social media didn't exist. The last thing I did was come to social media and cry about it. She's not even crying. Oh, Marion, listen. After my second marriage, I told everybody my last name. I'll keep that part to myself. Never mind. I'm not worried at all. I will end a relationship that doesn't work. I'm not going to spend years of my life being with somebody that doesn't want to treat me the way I deserve to be treated. Period. I don't care what it looks like to other people. Scam, she won't even change her name. Forget about the ring. She won't even. I said, "Girl, it's time to change your name." Well, I don't want to change my name yet. Girl, you're no longer his angel. Really, Erica? I understand. I was raised with a different idea of what life should be. So for me, getting married is important. But I understand why people don't. Listen, Scam Opera, when my first husband told me he wanted the divorce, I was washing dishes. By the time I finished the dishes, the ring was off. Okay, you treat me like shit anyway. No problem. That's what I said. I cried not for the marriage. So, what is it, Francis Violet Francis? What is it, Mrs. Hunton? Because I don't buy the story. You need money, go get a job and stop relying on the backs of other people who work or who have worked their whole life. Wanting to be famous. Well, I'm going to make you famous to 420 people. How about that? How about that? And as Star, I asked the question, has he ever actually left? Has he ever actually left? You need $600 for your rent, but you want it to come in gifts. Be for real. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm going over. Bear with me. If you have to go, please do. Oh, I guess everybody was just here for Tim and Angela. Kira, Kira, ma'am, what would you like? Okay. She wasn't on the list, but last night she got herself on there. I wanted to make a point. She lives in Georgia, and Georgia has some good rent in certain places. I didn't realize this till last night, and I feel stupid. She has two accounts. They both look incredibly similar, but one has a Z and one has an S. And she went live on both accounts. Daisy May, for fact. So keep that in mind. Yes, she's been live on both. And now she's gaming on top of it. And she's gaming until after 1 in the morning. I wonder if we lost the job. I wonder if we lost the job. Because think about this for a minute. She claims that she got paid last Wednesday, but that she didn't get it on Wednesday because there was a chime glitch, which I confirmed. She then said that the hotel was $100 and something a night over the weekend because there was some big concert in town. So that would mean you paid about $350. You were already asking for money on Sunday nights. And you wanted everybody to know that even if you got kicked out, you couldn't go to your car because your car was still turned off. So you mean to tell me you paid Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and you were already out of money? You were already out of money by Sunday? To your own facts, the most you would have spent at that point was $350. You didn't pay for the car because the car is still off. So where's the money, Jordan? Where's the money? And Shasky, there are hotels that might let you stay and give you extra time. They might even let you stay overnight if you've been there for a long time. But the next day and the next day and the next day, absolutely not. She lives in Ohio. These hotels that are privately owned that end up being housing more than a hotel may be a little bit more generous with their time. If they were going to be full, you'd be kicked out. But I'm questioning whether or not, because she has gone back to begging like she was before. Remember when she kept saying she had a job working security and we all knew she didn't have a job working security? I'm wondering if we've reached that point because she's now asking for money. But guess what? I'm waiting until the end of the week. I'm waiting until the end of the week when she's supposed to get this $300 back. Because when you get it back, you shouldn't have to ask for money for a couple of days, right? Donna, maybe. Right. You're playing a game and telling us it's an emergency. Melissa, correct. It might not be for free. Correct. Of course, Colleen. But you're now playing a game until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning saying you really need the money for the room. How seriously are people supposed to take you? She absolutely could sell it, but she said she wouldn't. She now claims that the dog isn't always in the bathroom, that he's laying around resting, but I literally heard him crying from the bathroom the other day. I heard him crying from the and it I literally had to stop listening to the live at that point. I have a thing with animals. Ask Mister. He has to watch my animal documentaries all the time. I have a thing for animals. And to hear him whine from the bathroom broke my heart. If she can't afford to feed her animals on her own, she doesn't deserve them. She asks for food every time they need it. So imagine if she really needed y'all to pay for the food. And what happens when you don't? Do they just go hungry? Hey, little
Good
bit.
morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Just a real quick on Jordan. I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, but she really actually has not been asking for food for the dogs lately. She hasn't asked one single time. And not only that, her car payment is like over $1,800 behind.
Wow.
So they definitely shut it off. And I would not be surprised if it had already been repoed, but she's not going to say anything to us about it.
Right.
She won't say anything. She won't admit to it. And not only that, but she was totally busted in her lie about there being a concert that weekend in her city, and that's how come the rent was so how come the hotel was so much higher. I can't remember the name of the band that she said, but it was looked up and it was confirmed that band was in Kentucky that weekend.
Wow.
That band wasn't even there. Hmm. And
Wow.
this gaming that she's doing by using her work computer.
I thought so.
Yep,
I
because you
thought
can hear
so.
that click, you can hear that click clacking of that keyboard in the mouse. You can hear it.
Well,
And
she
that's
does
the only
have a
way.
laptop.
Supposedly her laptop was broken
Of the
because Rick
fall.
stepped on it. I don't know
Yeah.
if y'all remember that.
Yep, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
She lies so much you can't tell sometimes.
And not only that, but though she's lying so much now though that she can't even keep up with her own lies.
Yep.
It's impossible for her to do so. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I question her job now because I remember she would be like, "I gotta get off. I gotta get up in the morning." She doesn't even talk about it, from what
Yep.
I've seen.
She stays up till 3 o'clock. The other day she was up until I had woken up at 3 o'clock because I fell asleep watching something on my phone, and she happened to be on 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but you gotta get up in the morning and work.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I'm thinking she might have had the job, but she's lost it.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I think too.
Mm-hmm.
I think she had the job because that's how she got the equipment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
but she
agree with
lost it.
you. I thought she asked for the food the other day.
No, she has
No?
not. I have not heard her. I've been watching her a lot especially this past week for some reason. But I have not heard her ask one single time for food. Not once.
But it's also interesting if her car isn't moving, that means she needs to have food delivered.
Mm-hmm.
She has to have everything delivered, quite frankly. So
Mm-hmm.
even
She
if
would
it's
have
not
to.
food for them, she needs food for herself.
Exactly. The funny thing though is I never hear her asking for food for herself.
She used to. Especially, she would be like, I need a little something to eat and something to drink. She used to have a Gatorade fascination.
Oh, that's right. Her Gatorades, just so I get something to drink and a Gatorade. Yeah.
Yeah, I need a Gatorade and I need a little something to eat for my break at work.
Mm-hmm.
So she used to.
Wow.
I wonder if things are just getting worse with her other use. Because when you're dealing with your other use, you're
Mm-hmm.
not interested in eating. All
Yeah.
she does is coffee, and she gets free coffee at the hotel.
Yeah. Yeah. It's. There's so much. She is. There's so much that she has said and done this past. Because see, and that's another thing that worries me is about the dogs, because like you were saying, when he was whining the other day, I did have to leave the live too for a while. I couldn't, because I could not. I couldn't stand hearing that. But she's saying that she supposedly got medication for the dog.
She's lying.
Yeah, what kind of medication did you actually get for that dog? Because there's like even you said in your last live, there's no veterinarian that's going to risk their license by giving somebody medication for their pet, and one, they have never even seen the pet.
Right.
The
They don't
only
know the weight
time
of the pet. So,
exactly the only time I can see a veterinarian doing something like that over the phone is if that pet had been established as, as a patient there for quite a while,
correct.
because then the vet would have the history of the animal. They would know more what was, what was going on and what was needed. But I'm scared because for a long while, we didn't even hear Rick at all. And it's like, what do when you're getting bit, you're going to do what you have to do to defend yourself.
Right.
So I am honestly scared for Rick that she injured him. I don't know.
He doesn't get in the camera anymore.
Mm-mm.
He doesn't bother her anymore.
Mm-mm. So
Nothing.
either she's keeping that dog completely doped up, or something else happened.
Right. And let's not forget that people were recommending that she give him Benadryl, which
Mm-hmm.
acts on the dog like it acts on us.
Mm-hmm.
So she could be giving him something. It doesn't mean that it's gabapentin. I think she looked it up, saw that that's something that dogs get, because she hasn't shown us a prescription.
No.
And how did she get the prescription? The car doesn't work. How did
Exactly.
you get the prescription? Because you don't usually go to a regular pharmacy for a dog's prescription,
No.
and you have to pay cash for said prescription.
Yep.
So she didn't see a vet. Did a vet call in a prescription for a dog to the pharmacy?
Mm-mm.
And you went and got it, and you had the money for it?
Mm-mm. Her car's been locked though. Her car's been locked up since just before she got bit. So there's no way she
Yes,
couldn't have
she
got
has
there.
two dogs, but the other dog is very calm. It's very
Mhm.
easygoing. The one
Yeah.
that bit her is her wild child, right? He would
Yes.
always be in the live, every live.
Always
It
up on
was
her lap.
right,
Mm-hmm.
always want to be on her lap, and she would be like, "This chair isn't big enough for you, Bubba. You can't get in my lap," or "I'm
Yeah.
at work, Bubba. I can't." He is nowhere to be found when she goes
Mm-mm.
live. For hours, he's
Mm-hmm.
nowhere to be found.
Yep.
So something isn't right as usual. My spidey senses are very rarely, if ever, wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I might not get it all right, but there's something there.
Yeah, I agree.
So we'll see. Dang, it's after 10 o'clock. Okay, I gotta move on. Thank you, Little Bit, for coming up. I
I'm
love
gonna
dogs too.
I'm gonna drop down. Thank you.
Thank you for coming up.
Bye bye.
I think I only have one other person. I don't have a lot to say about this guy, but him and his people, hey, Miss May, him and his people are always saying that we lie, that he always shows proof, and that we're lying. Well, the other day he went live, and he wasn't live for long, but he was live long enough for us to hear him walk up to a man who sounded like he was carrying or pulling a basket or something with wheels. He does where he sounds weak, like he barely has any voice or any power behind it, and you can hear him doing his cry bit, and he's like, me and my wife, we lost our house, and then it goes out for a second, and then he comes back, yeah, and the guy's like, what, like, what's going on? Me and my wife have lost this house. And I saw somebody put in the chat, you and your wife lost what? And the live ended, and I haven't seen him since. And I know why I haven't seen him, because he needs to come up with a reason why A, you lied about having a wife, B, who you were talking to, and what were you trying to get out of that person. Haven't seen him since. But we're always the liars. Miss May, can you give us an answer to why he said and did that? Because if he's lying to people in real life, he's lying to us. Or are you going to say, well, he had to do that because of such and such? No. When you lie, you lie. Of course he doesn't have a job. He's a liar. Yeah, don't forget his merch. He was supposed to be changing his content, right? You got a whole girlfriend, but you need other people to help you. And I've asked, your girlfriend can't help you? No, she can't. Why are all these people who can't do anything for each other together? Oh yeah, he tried to change it and say he's only had stage 4 since such and such. And a nurse asked him about his treatment and his prognosis. He didn't even understand what the word prognosis meant. He ended up telling her what kind of cancer. And she's like, no, I'm asking about your care. And he's like, I'm in a new clinic. As of when? As of when? When you found out you have a tumor in your heart and your leg, we love to use our legs. We lose them and they grow back. It's like a snake shedding their skin. It comes back. That's right. That's what couples do. You can't even take her to McDonald's for a date. What does she want from you? Yeah, lizard tails. White Sox is like, mommy, it is nap time. What? Yeah, he said they found a tumor in his heart and in his leg when he was in the hospital for his kidney stones. Of course, little man. That's their connection. Anybody see the video of Nate knocked out? I mean, out cold. Why? Kira, I'm not about to put this on you. Don't worry. Why? Because they were breaking into cars and stealing packages. And somebody in the neighborhood caught them and knocked him out. And now she wants to scream for the police. Yes, Tiffany, I saw his sister. She's done it multiple times. And then he's like, I don't have family. No, you just own the family that tells the truth about you, sir. I mean, he was knocked out cold. What was that movie? You were knocked the fuck out. And now you want to call the police? Girl, bye. And when the police got there, there was no victim found. I wonder why. I wonder why. Yup, from the movie Friday. Listen, I tell you what they say on TikTok so that real life isn't necessary. They do enough on here that you should be able to clock it. I do 9 people so that you can see the pattern. So that when you're scrolling through, you don't even have to look in the bio to see if they have a payment app. And you start being perceptive. And that you can use it in your real life too. Stopping people from being able to take advantage of you in real life is a skill. It used to kill me when my mother could read somebody so quickly. I didn't understand it because I hadn't worked on the skill to do it. But I'm going to end here. I know people have real lives. I've kept you over by 45 minutes. I appreciate you. You guys know you motivate me to do this. Please hug your loved ones because tomorrow isn't promised. And as one final reminder, we will be live tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. We have a double goal. We're going to talk about romance scammers, and we're going to have a little fun with CA. So even if you can't spend the whole time with us, spend at least 15, 20 minutes helping us. I would appreciate it. Please have a fantastic day. Enjoy your night. Hug your loved ones because tomorrow isn't promised. And please spend some time on self-care. At least 1 minute a day. Once you get in the habit of it, it'll become easier. And you will find the time every day. If all you can do is go in the bathroom and close the door and give yourself that 1 minute. I'm going to go take a nap now and get ready for tomorrow evening. If I don't see you on the streets, I'll see you tomorrow night. And otherwise than that, there'll be a sub-only live on Sunday night at 7. And we'll be back to regular scheduled programming Monday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern. Thank you very much, and I will see you all soon. I'm out.